Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, has a fixation with circling back to the same old grievances. It does not matter the setting, does not matter how serious the occasion is. He's always complaining about something or someone. So, in the spirit of the new year, let us circle back to an old grievance. Check them out.
So one of the big domestic tasks that they had to do is to pick a new chairman for the Fed. You've said that you have one favorite, but you're also doing an interview.
I didn't change. Yeah, I'll announce them in the right time. There's plenty of time.
Is
But
there
in the
any
meantime, we're doing numbers that nobody's ever seen. We have $18 trillion coming in. We had a 4.3% GDP. They thought it was going to be 2%. And that's despite the Democrat shutdown. Had the shutdown not occurred, we would have had an extra point and a quarter.
Let's stop right there. Remember, fam, Donald Trump's words. The president is responsible for the shutdown. When he was campaigning to be president, out of his mouth, he said, if there's a shutdown, it falls on the president. The president has an obligation to gather the troops, bring everybody together. That's what he said. But now, since he's the president of the United States and there is a shutdown, now he blames it on the Democrats.
Think of that. We are doing, and also despite the fact that we have a fool at the Federal Reserve. I mean, Biden reappointed him. It's too bad. You would have thought he wouldn't have done that. But he's an absolute fool who's building a new Federal Reserve, or he's doing a renovation of a building. Maybe he's up to $4.1 billion to do a renovation of a few very small buildings. It's the highest price in the history of construction. He's spending more money than any...
That was a lie. I explained that on a previous video.
...than any building.
The highest price so far for a construction in the United States was somewhere around $450 billion, not $4 billion. But you know, Trump ain't that good with numbers.
Building has ever spent per square foot on the renovation of, as an example, I'm doing a magnificent, big, beautiful ballroom that the country's wanted, the White House has wanted for 150 years. It's a massive job.
Nobody wanted that damn ballroom but Donald Trump.
And it's a tiny fraction of that number. And we're under budget and ahead of schedule. Now it's bigger than I told you. After realizing we're going to do the inauguration in that building, it's got all bulletproof glass. It's got all drone, they call it drone-free roof. So drones won't touch it. It's a big, beautiful, safe building. But it's a big project. For a tiny fraction of that, we're under budget and ahead of schedule. And they wanted it for 150 years. Think of it, the Federal Reserve building, two buildings here.
Family, you ever come across somebody who just lied to be lying? Like, he's lying as if you don't know he's lying. But Trump lies so much, I think that he's resolved to the fact that I'm going to tell this lie. And I don't care if they knows it's a lie. Because what are they going to do about it? The reporters are afraid to ask him questions or challenge him. Bunch of cowards.
They don't know what they're doing. They're way over budget. I mean, almost, this was built during the Biden administration. And I rode by it the other day, and it's headed by the head of the Federal Reserve. Too late, Powell. Too late because he's always too late with interest rates, except before the election he was too early, because that would have helped. That was supposed to help get her elected. It had no impact. We won all seven.
All right, I'm done with this clip, this particular clip, fam. It's just very difficult to listen to because this guy is the president of the United States, and we're not getting anywhere with his rhetoric. We're not getting anywhere because he focuses more on his enemies than he do his allies. He focuses more on what he doesn't have than what he has. He focuses more on complaints than gratitude. Always talking about the Democrats and the dude who came before him. Family. Ladies, let me talk to y'all. Imagine being in a relationship and the guy you with consistently brings up the old guy. How would that make you feel? This is what it's like listening to Donald Trump. So here's the latest of his gotcha moments where he was caught with a hot mic. Yeah, fam. He was talking to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and he was going over his grievances about not getting the Nobel Peace Prize. He really wants that Nobel Peace Prize. And then he started just going off the rails, talking about something else, and everybody was just sitting there looking like, and mind you, fam, these are grown men sitting at the table, scared to death, scared to say something. They're scared to have an emotion outside of an emotion that he might expect. Ooh, man. And these guys are who we call leaders. Check it out.
But to both of them, I said, we're going to cut you off, no more trade. Then I put 200% tariffs on. The next day they called. We looked. 35 years of fighting, and they stopped. Do I get credit for it? No. They gave them, I did 8 of them. India, how about India and Pakistan? And then, so I did 8 of them. And then I'll tell you the rest of it. How are you doing, okay? You're going to all be outside?
So that's when he got caught. That's when he realized that the mic was on. He tried to be smooth with it, play it out. Oh, how you doing? You okay? What'd you hear? You didn't hear too much, did you? Wow, man. This dude is the worst of the worst. And he's the president of the United States. I would have never thought we'd go backwards like this. Yeah.
Outside, the beautiful sun. Good. Enjoy your lunch. It's a very good group. We've made a lot of progress already. We had about a 5-minute meeting, and we've already settled about 3 of the difficulties. So, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Press.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. They can't get enough. Well, they can't. Just think so.
Yeah. They can't get enough of the buffoonery. They can't get enough. His fixation on this Nobel Peace Prize, whilst he's actively starting wars. He said, I stopped 8 wars. He just went and started 2 more with Venezuela and Nigeria. I don't really consider it a war because all he did was attack defenseless countries. Allegedly, his attack on Nigeria was in coordination with the president of Nigeria. Make it make sense. The president of Nigeria is a sellout, by the way. He's one of the worst of the worst. He's horrible for Nigeria. But Trump's slip-up unfolded on Monday at Mar-a-Lago during the lunch meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. As reporters lingered, a live mic remained open, catching Trump speaking freely just moments before he realized the cameras and press were still there. He basically fell asleep at the wheel again. You know something, fam? Fact-checking Trump's lies is one of the greatest pastimes of truth seekers. Yeah. One such lie he told, a bold-faced lie. He said that he ended the war between Ethiopia and Egypt. See, there's only one thing wrong with that. Egypt and Ethiopia was never at war. And the USA had nothing to do with this so-called truce over a fight about the Nile River. Dude just be making up stuff, and he don't even care if people know the truth or not. He don't care if he don't even care. He will sell the lie, knowing it's a lie. He has nothing to stand on, but he knows that pretty much he's going to go unchecked. The dude, you know what, fam? I digress. I'm done with this turkey. No more talk.